Before the roar of Harley engines shook the world, before the name Hell's Angels became legend, there was just a boy who had nothing except a hunger to never be ordinary. This is not a story about rebellion. It's a story about survival and the sound that saved a lonely kid's soul. Oakland, California, 1940s. A city built on steel, sweat, and second chances. The air smelled of oil and salt. The docks never slept, and men came home every night too tired to dream. In a small house near the tracks, a child named Ralph Hubert Barger Jr. was born. The boy the world would later call Sonny. But the world didn't wait for him to grow up. When Sonny was just 4 months old, his mother walked out. No note, no warning, just the echo of a door closing, leaving a father and a baby behind. His father, a construction worker with a quiet temper and a taste of whiskey, did what he could, but life didn't allow softness. So Sonny grew up without lullabies, without bedtime stories. His cradle was noise, trains rumbling outside, neighbors arguing, the faint hum of engines that seemed to promise escape. He would later say that his childhood taught him the first law of the road. You can't count on anyone to ride for you. You ride for yourself. By age 10, Sonny wasn't a child anymore. He was the kind of kid who looked danger straight in the eye and grinned. He skipped school to work odd jobs, pumping gas, cleaning engines, anything that paid $1 and smelled like oil. While other kids were reading comic books, Sonny was listening, not to words, but to sound. One afternoon, while sweeping a garage floor, he heard it. That sound, deep, rough, alive, rolled down the street like thunder from another world. He ran outside and saw a group of men on Harleys, their jackets black, their faces cut from wind and time. The engines didn't purr, they growled. It was power, it was danger, it was freedom with wheels. That was the day Sonny's heartbeat found its rhythm. He didn't know where those men were going, but he knew one thing. He would follow that sound for the rest of his life. At home, things weren't much of a home. His father drifted in and out of jobs, and the bottle stayed closer than family. Sonny learned early that rules were for people who had something to lose. He didn't. He got in fights. He ran with older kids. He challenged men twice his size just to prove he couldn't be broken. The streets became his classroom, and pain his teacher. If you hit first and never backed down, you survived. If you kept your word, you earned respect. That was the law of Oakland's East Side, and Sonny lived by it. Still, beneath the roughness, there was something else, a kind of restless wonder. He'd walk alone at night, staring at the horizon, watching headlights move across the hills. He didn't know what was out there, but he knew it had to be better than here. Then came the war stories. Veterans returned from World War II in Korea with nothing but medals and rage. Many of them found salvation in speed. Harley motorcycles roaring down California highways, chasing ghosts of the war they couldn't forget. They rode in small groups, wearing leather jackets, calling themselves names like booze fighters and pissed-off bastards. To the rest of the country, they were trouble. To Sonny, they were gods. He'd sit outside bars just to catch a glimpse of their machines, Harley knuckleheads and panheads, chrome glinting under neon lights. He loved that they didn't ask for permission to exist. They simply did. When he turned 16, Sonny looked at his father's half-empty bottle, then at the empty life ahead, and decided he wasn't waiting for destiny. He wanted to escape Oakland. He wanted discipline, order, brotherhood, the things no one had ever given him. So he did what outlaws always do when the world says no. He lied. He faked his papers and enlisted in the U.S. Army. For the first time in his life, someone handed him a uniform and said, "You belong here." He didn't belong, really, but he wanted to. He learned how to follow commands, how to march, how to respect a chain of command, things he'd never known in the chaos of his childhood. The Army gave him a glimpse of what structure felt like. And yet, behind every salute, the same hunger burned, the call of the open road. Every time he heard a Jeep rev, his blood raced. Every night he dreamed of engines. The Army couldn't train that out of him. It only made it stronger. But you can't outrun your past forever. A few months in, the truth came out. Sonny wasn't old enough. He lied about his age. The Army discharged him, quick and cold. One morning, they stripped the patch off his shoulder and sent him home with nothing but a train ticket and a bruised sense of pride. He walked out of that base with one lesson burned into him. Loyalty matters more than laws. You can build trust among soldiers or bikers, but once it's betrayed, it's gone. That belief would shape every decision he made from that day forward. Back in Oakland, things were harder. Jobs were scarce, cops were rough, and young men were turning mean. But Sonny was different now. He wasn't just fighting the world, he was preparing to claim it. He fixed engines by day, drank with mechanics night. He found that same noise again, the roar of Harley engines echoing down East 14th Street. Every ride he saw, every man on two wheels reminded him this was his tribe. He just hadn't found them yet. If you've ever looked at a road and felt it calling your name, don't forget to ride with us. Hit that subscribe and join the journey. Oakland's nightlife was alive with smoke and sin. Bars like jungle gyms were temples for men who didn't fit anywhere else. War vets, drifters, mechanics, men who laughed loud, fought harder, and lived like every day might be their last. Sonny started hanging around, listening more than talking. And one night, as engines thundered outside and the jukebox played Johnny Cash, he saw it again, that look in their eyes. Freedom, brotherhood, defiance. One of the riders slapped him on the back and said, "Kid, you look like you can handle a wrench. Ever thought about joining a real ride?" That sentence would change everything. That night, Sonny followed them out of the bar. The engines lit the dark like lightning, and as he kicked his borrowed bike to life, the air around him changed. For the first time, he wasn't running away. He was chasing destiny. Next time, we ride into the heart of Oakland and watch how a lost kid builds the brotherhood that would terrify America.